Hello and welcome to this Warcraft replay. This is going to be the very first series of the World Cyber Arena that I will be casting. It is going to be a human versus undead matchup, and yeah, I'm very excited because I have a lot of replays. I mean a lot. I might even show on screen for a little while what my folder looks like that has all my replays. Of course, I did take out the replays, like the tiebreakers that would spoil a little bit, so don't have to worry about that at all. The image doesn't even actually cover every single replay file from the group series, despite maybe missing around a total of 6, maybe 5 games. So anyway, that's that. Group A, we'll be covering, I would say we'll be covering Group A first, and then we'll go to Group B, C, and then D. I don't think I'll do balanced like one from each group, blah blah blah, because yeah, there are some series that are missing from, I believe, Group B and C. So yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, into this game. The map is on Twisted Meadows, and in the bottom left we have Fantafiction spawning in as the red undead player. He is going to be going for pretty much the standard undead build, maybe curious location on his Tomb of Relics a little far back. I guess it's to maybe emphasize kind of protecting your acolytes from any harassment from his opponent. It is going to be a Death Knight first, and yeah, nothing out of the ordinary, except for that curious Tomb of Relics location, but then again I wouldn't know too much about that. His opponent is going to be Yumiko, one of the 3 dubbed human titans of this tournament. Of course, Hawk is a titan as well, but he's not Chinese, so he doesn't actually have that going for him. I know it may sound a little offensive, but it's humorous at the same time. So the 3 titans are Tho, Yumiko, and Infi, so yeah. I mean, they're all Chinese, and they're also pretty good. So anyway, Yumiko's putting in as the green human player on top right, so he'll be going for an Archmage first, and thankfully, Twisted Meadows is a great map for humans, because you can start out very early on with that Rock Golem camp, and I mean, Yumiko picked up the Scourge Bone Chimes. Obviously that will benefit him in the early game, not so quite in the mid to late when he starts transitioning into spellcasters, but for now his footmen will absolutely love having additional lifesteal. Also, if you haven't noticed, I did like a completely new overlay on this. Obviously it's post editing, so I can't see it while I'm casting, so I don't actually feel more modern. So I might have games where I don't sound that enthusiastic, but hopefully you guys like the aesthetic of the overlay. I had to do it myself because I actually don't want to hire a professional, so yeah. I mean, it's just simple photoshopping. I want to personalize it a little more, but I don't know, I don't necessarily have that much space to fit in what I want to, so yeah, there's that. Anyway, we're having a little skirmish between the Death Knight and the Archmage. Death Knight, not sure how much he can actually do so far. I mean, he's already used 2 charges of the rod, and I mean, skeletons don't do that much in the by themselves anyway, so I guess what Fanta is trying to wait for is his Crit Fiends, which there is Crit Fiend number 1 right now. Quick early expand attempt coming in from Yumiko. Definitely looking for a maybe double Arcane Sanctum playstyle here. I mean, it totally doesn't tell me that Yumiko is gonna go for some cheesy ass build. Death Coil is going to be cast on the Crit Fiend, as it was kind of bursted down by just being bomb rushed by those footmen and peasants. Unfortunately, militia timing has expired, and well, those peasants are going to find themselves a little dead, or at least some of them will. So yeah, surprisingly enough, only one peasant was killed by the Death Knight. So I mean, he's not gonna get level 2 anytime soon. He has been chunked down to rather risky, I guess, risky health, so he might have to back off. He could maybe toss out one death coil and then maybe back off completely, but honestly, staying there might not be the best, because you might get surrounded by, I don't know, footmen, maybe militia group coming in for a flank as well. Maybe Yumiko might be looking for that himself. I mean, he's not going to get a Mountain King because he wants to go for that expand, so maybe the Death Knight doesn't have to worry about any possible storm bolts, but you know, the flanking, maybe you should have. I'm surprised Yumiko didn't actually do it. But definitely there was the chance for that to happen. A lot of footmen actually being taken down here. Honestly, this camp has stayed alive for a very long time, and honestly it's just better to kill it off, but the Death Knight is there for the possible steal attempt. There we go. It does look like the Death Knight picked up that kill, so he will be able to get level 2 actually. So I guess it was a lucky Crypt Fiend projectile that was able to pick it up. Either way, that completely like stomps my theory that the Death Knight was not going to get level 2 anytime soon. Those lucky pickups were able to get him to that stage, and while we were talking about that, tier 2 for Fantafiction, he's also got himself the Lich, and the Slaughterhouse completed. Doesn't look like any attempts of going to Black Citadel until now, so there's that. So prioritization on getting Lich over, you know, quick tech. We usually see undead players going for quick tech and then timing the tier 3 completion with the Lich in order to get that like immense power spike from level 1, but we're gonna have that Lich. You know, it's not that bad getting the Lich first, because it gives him a chance to get his early levels up, and honestly getting a higher level on that Frost Nova will be very important, especially when you're trying to deal with an expand from Yumiko. Yumiko is losing a lot of units, unfortunately. His Archmage was forced to back using a TP scroll as well. Was scared of the nuking potential of the Lich Death Knight combo, so yeah, there's that. Please tell me you're at least going to keep tech. We are not. Yumiko is still struggling to finish this town hall, but he's managed to get a surround off on this Lich, so that was, I would say that equalizes things. I won't say that Yumiko is now in the lead because he got a hero kill. I mean, he's lost a crap ton of units while getting to this point, and finally his town hall has finished. Hopefully his expand will, you know, pay off, but it won't pay off if the town hall gets destroyed immediately. So let's see how well Yumiko will be able to defend. He's got a couple of towers underway, as well as footmen and elementals to push back the Crypt Fiend army. Fantafiction probably needs to be a little careful here. His Death Knight is a little bit strained on mana. He does have a statue out, popping both heal and used to be essence. Spirit Touch I meant. But yeah, we might have that second statue coming out very soon. We're going to have a second Slaughterhouse actually popping out as well, so maybe an indication of mass obsidian statues. It could just be so you can get more meat wagons coming out, because definitely facing a human with an expand is rather difficult, to say the least, I guess. Yumiko is going to prioritize defense over trying to catch up. I mean, right now he is a little behind because he is still at tier 1, and I wouldn't say that Arcane Sanctum units are, you know, that great against Mass Crypt Fiend either, because hell, two of those 3 units are unarmored and they take a lot from piercing. But Spellbreakers, maybe they might prove to be useful, especially against destroyers. They're just completely immune to that thing, but yeah, you might have to mass up on those spellbreakers before you start fighting. A lot of guard towers are actually being placed down in both bases. We're going to have a Frost Nova taking down one of those footmen, and there we go with another set of skeletons popping up. We're still at level 1 for the Lich though, so no Dark Ritual just yet. We are going to have the first destroyer popping up right now as the research has been completed. This is going to be rather difficult for Yumiko to deal with because of those elementals. Elementals, sure, they can provide the anti-air, but they can also provide the food for these destroyers. Honestly, very nice decision making from Fanta. I think Yumiko maybe tunneled too hard on this expand here, and I guess delayed his tier 2 for a very long time. And he might lose here, I don't know. This might take a while since, of course, the town hall has to fall before I'm definitely sure. Are we gonna go for a transition to Griffin Aviaries maybe? To maybe counter these destroyers, because God knows Arcane Sanctums are gonna be useful in this scenario. Because Spellbreakers, even though they can't be attacked by destroyers, they can't necessarily attack up either. Riflemen were going to be my next suggestion. Riflemen do, I guess, equal against those Crypt Fiends. Obviously the numbers are going to favor Fanta, but, you know, they might be able to do well against those destroyers. And what Yumiko is doing right now, I must say, is smart, at least. It's kind of diverting pressure away from the expand, but of course he is going to lose a couple of units. It's inevitable. It's either lose units or lose expand, or, you know, spend a lot of resources trying to repair. But yeah, hopefully this will give Yumiko enough time to catch back, because there's no way anyone would think that Yumiko is ahead right now, you know, despite having an expand up on Fanta. First meat wagon is moving out as well. Unfortunately, those towers not necessarily positioned in range of that meat wagon. Of course, that's not what the meat wagon was intended for anyway. Disease Cloud is actually being researched as well, so that's going to be rather problematic. Because let's see here. It's obviously a damage over time, and well, I think it lasts forever, or at least it lasts a very long time. So yeah, destroyers are going to force the Archmage to retrain and go for that Blizzard. Obviously Blizzard is a very good ability against Siege, because honestly those meat wagons need a place to stand still in order for them to bring down the siege. But the Archmage is taking quite a bit of damage at the same time, because obviously the Archmage needs to stand still himself. There we go with Blizzard once again. It's going to deal a lot of damage to those meat wagons, but those meat wagons can, of course, just move aside. There we go with Disease Cloud. It is going to be rather distasteful for those peasants. Blizzard, once again, able to take down one of the two meat wagons, but oh, there we go with the Archmage. He's actually going very ham on that one. Able to get the invulnerability potion, but I think Fanta is just going to brute force this. Frost Nova is absolutely immaculate against when sieging, because all those repairing units right clumped together, perfect for an AoE. Yeah, I was gonna say unless you're some other race, but every race needs to stand next to each other. Alright, level 4 on the Death Knight, level 2, very close to level 3 on the Lich. I still don't know what Yumiko's going to do. He still hasn't produced any Riflemen. He's getting out a Mountain King, I believe? Oh, it's going to be a Paladin, okay. So, Pally, Archmage. Honestly, if it was going to be anti-siege, I would have expected maybe a Blood Mage, but it is going to be a Paladin, although I'm not sure what the Paladin's going to be used for. There's no units to heal unless it's the Archmage. And then again, like, having only two targets, I mean, you can't heal the Paladin, and if you don't focus the Archmage, the Paladin's going to be completely useless. But I guess the Paladin could be used for burst as well since they're undead? Honestly, I don't know, because Death Coil is available, and it's very good counter to level 1 on Holy Aura. Holy Light, I meant. Alright, more meat wagons are being replaced, and Yumiko, this doesn't look good for him at all. Holy Light is going to be used on the Archmage. Honestly, not much mana on the Archmage either, so he is going to struggle in maintaining that Blizzard. Nice, I guess, split here from Fanta as well, not keeping those meat wagons clumped up, making that Blizzard rather ineffective, or inefficient, because it only hits one of the two. Acolyte's also being brought over to try and repair the meat wagons, so honestly, Fantafiction is looking very, very good in this game. And there we go with the Holy Light, but honestly, Yumiko sunk so much resources in trying to keep this expand alive. Surprised that Fan is just not going to go brute force this. Obviously, look at that, his Grip Fiends are being, you know, quickly dealt with by those towers, so maybe it's not a smart idea. Plus, is the Paladin actually wasting mana on those peasants? Huh. That might be a problem. Did one of them... Okay, I guess one of the meat wagons was destroyed. Oh, never mind, there it is. Wow, I cannot see at all. This honestly looks maybe brute forceable now. There we go. GG from Yumiko. That is going to be game 1 of this best of 2. Honestly, that was a weird game. Despite the score being similar, honestly, I mean, you had to give the game to Fanta. He was non-stop, constantly on the offensive. Like, yeah, there was no way Yumiko could have came back. Where was the Rifleman? I have no idea. So anyway, that's going to be game 1. I will see you guys again in game 2 next.